Hey, what's up guys, and welcome to another Arc Garage video. Today we're gonna be getting rid of the vibrations on Alfa Romeo Giulietta due to bad engine mounts. Now, since the engine mounts are not gone all the way, the main symptoms are gonna include the shaking of the side mirrors and the vibrations inside the cabin. But besides the mentioned ones, you could also experience the excessive movement on the engines on the startup and when you are turning it off, also when you are going into the reverse and when you are moving from the first gear. Less common one is the vibration on the wheels, which you can also feel on the steering wheel due to the vibration of the drive shafts. Alright, I don't know how well can you see it, but the review mirror is shaking. You can see it better on this bottle of water, and there are definitely strong vibrations inside the cabin. Now, the failure of these engine mounts is quite common and they are kind of difficult to inspect because you can't really visually see what's going on with this rubber inside. However, if you put your hand on this side of the engine mount here, and if you feel any kind of vibration, that is a clear indication that you got a bad engine mount. Now, even the small vibration here is gonna amplify when it reaches the rest of the car. I'm gonna start by removing the under tray. Now, instead of getting the jack under the engine, we are actually going to put a block of wood and we're going to lower the engine onto it. Next, I'm going to remove this metal clamp here using a small flathead screwdriver. Now you want to be extra careful not to break this little plastic piece. I'm just going to slide it right here. Next, I'm going to remove these two 10mm screws. And now I'm going to pull the coolant bottle up, and now you can see that we got access to pretty much all of the screws. I'm gonna start by loosening these three here. Now you could have seen how the engine dropped a little bit. Just make sure that it doesn't drop too much. If it does, you're gonna have to adjust the wood under the engine a bit better. Now I'm gonna use my 15mm socket to undo this one here and these two on each side. Now I can just pull the engine mount off, and now you can see under it how this rubber is actually cracked on both sides right there. Now here's how you can see it the best, how bad this engine mount is. You can see how this main part, how much lower it is compared to the new one. We're actually gonna measure it. So here we got 28mm. Let's see how much we got here. Here we got 36 millimeters. So this old engine mount dropped by some 8 millimeters down. Now, while the engine mount is not in the catastrophic condition, this rubber got squished down, and that is essentially what causes that vibration. I'm gonna clean all of the dirt here, make sure that you don't drop any in your belt. Now, instead of putting this tape to protect the AC pipe, I'm just gonna add a couple of these small zip ties. I'm gonna make sure that this square part faces down. Alright, time to put the new mount in. Now, if you need to move the engine a little bit, you just use a pry bar. Now I'm gonna tighten each one incrementally to spread the pressure. I'm just gonna put a little bit of thread glue on these screws. Now, to see the tightening torque specifications, I'm going to check out the workshop manual. This kind of information is really essential when you do any type of work on your car. And if you want to get one yourself, I'm going to put the link down in the description below. So here are our engine mounts. I'm always going to be replacing this bottom one, as you'll be able to see in a couple of minutes. So here's our nut number 1. We got 45 to 55 newton meters, and the second phase is going to be additional 45 degrees. Now on these screws number 2, we got 45 to 55 newton meters, but honestly I do like to tighten them up a bit more. Now, besides that, I'm also going to be doing a video in a couple of days where I'm going to decipher all of these numbers so you can see how to tighten all of the screws and nuts on your car properly. Next, I'm going to be replacing this engine mount right here. Now, as with the previous one, it's pretty much impossible to see its condition before you remove it, and that's exactly what I did a couple of days ago. I removed it and I checked out the condition of the rubber, and it was in pretty poor state. I also checked out the one above the gearbox, and that one is luckily okay. Alright, so the first thing that I gotta do, I gotta remove the exhaust out of the way so I can undo this main screw, and to do that I'm just gonna use my pry bar. I'm gonna pull the exhaust up a little bit, and I'm gonna place this block of wood beneath it, and that's gonna give us enough clearance so we can undo this screw. So this is gonna be our E20 boat. So first I'm gonna get it loose. Now there is one more nut on the back side, which is the size 21, so I gotta have to keep it in place to undo this one. Now there is one thing that you gotta pay attention to. There's this like big washer or whatever you want to call it between these two parts, so make sure that you keep an eye on it. So there's our main screw. I'm gonna get this metal piece that I was talking about, and now I'm gonna undo this one right beneath it. So this one is gonna be E18. And now I can just slide the engine mount out. Now you can see how bad this is. Now while this is not gone 100%, it is very close to it. So you can see like all of these cracks, which means that this engine mount is definitely for replacement. Alright, so here's our new engine mount. Just gonna slide it in. So again, we gotta check our torque specs for the screw number 7 and 8. So for number 7, we gotta tighten it from 80 to 120 Newton meters with the second phase of additional 135 degrees. And the screw number 8 has to be tightened from 90 to 110 Newton meters with additional 45 degrees. Alright, and now to share the final results with you, I gotta admit that this is now a completely different car. There are no vibrations inside the cabin whatsoever. Now let me show you on the water bottle. You can see that the car is on. So this is how much the water bottle shook before. And you can see that the water is not moving at all. It moves a little bit as I'm shaking the car, but that is pretty much it. So I gotta admit I'm more than happy with the result. Anyway, that would be all for this video. I hope you find it useful. If you did, hit that like button, support our channel by subscribing and by sharing our content with the rest of car enthusiasts.